Hi, everybody. It's Jennifer Nicole Lee. I am going to be going live with Brooke Gillespie-Trout. And I am so excited because this is the time where we can connect with our beautiful VIPs. So I'm going to just wait for Brooke to join here. I am super excited. And we're going to make sure that we totally really get to enjoy. Ooh. So again, I am connecting with Brooke by my text, and I'm going to let all the VIPs know that it expected for us to be on Facebook to come on over to YouTube. I can see you and hear you. Okay, so let me do this. You go back here, and let me go here. And never give up. Okay, she can hear me and see me. So I'm just going to go back to that Zoom. There's Brooke, allowed to talk more, chat, promote. I'm going to promote you to a panelist. So now you're going to be a panelist, Brooke. There you are. Now we're going to also, hello there. You want to unmute your, all right, we are ready now. You are unmuted. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Yay.
I'm really excited. You look fabulous as always.
So do you.
This is great. I'm going to go ahead before we officially start our interview and conversation. I'm going to let our VIPs know that they can check out the live on my YouTube.
Perfect.
Okay, good. Let me just go.
And when it started acting up, I was like, of course.
Right. Oh,
just
okay, give me 10 seconds here.
Okay.
Hi, VIPs had problems with Facebook Live, so we're now live streaming on my YouTube. Please go to nice. Okay, I'm just gonna we're never gonna give up.
I just got your notification that you sent to the VIP chat box. So.
.com. Okay. Let me do another one in the main group, and then we're going to get rolling with this amazing show, which I've been really looking forward to.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. Here we go. Hi, VIPs. Facebook gave us problems live streaming, so we're now live streaming through my YouTube channel. Please log on and watch through. Okay. YouTube.com. All right, let's do it.
All righty.
Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Nicole Lee. As you guys know, I've been in the wellness and entertainment industry for close to 20 years, and I've come across some amazing, beautiful women. Now, that leads me to our fabulous guest here, Brooke Gillespie-Trout. She's a best-selling author. She lives in Las Vegas, and she has a stunning resume. I'm honored to call her my friend and to say that I know her. And we've known each other for a long time, but we really connected in the past year and a half, close to 2 years. She has first 2 books that have come out already published, Set It Free and Let It Go. They're from the romance series, Heart and Soul. Brooke grew up in theater, went from stage acting to film in her early 20s. Her avid imagination has taken her on many adventures, and she's thrilled to share those stories with you. Her 3rd book in the series, Through the Storm, what a fitting title, by the way, will be published in mid-May of this year. She will also be releasing another book outside of the series entitled The Art of Zen, and it will be published in the fall of 2020. Without further ado, I just want to say thank you, Brooke, for being on the show today, and God bless you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited, and I'm glad it's been, a flawless, seamless, let's get into this and do this, because we've had some fun.
Yes, yes. Needless to say, we never give up, do we?
Nope, not at all.
Well, I want to start with a question. And that leads me to getting to a little bit to know about you a little bit more. First of all, I feel like you embody an author, a writer. I mean, you wear it on your sleeve, all your posts, everyone. I urge you to follow Brooke on all of her social media, her website as well. But she really is an author. She lives, breathes writing, editing, books. She's a book lover. So what do you love most about being a writer, and how did you kind of stumble upon that?
I think my theater background is to either blame or thank for getting me into writing. Loved acting and, getting into a character. And I really take a lot of that into my writing and getting into the heads of my characters. But my favorite, so that kind of is what prompted me to start that, is just, I thought, well, I'd be acting out a scene and I would think, I can do this, I can write this. And
right.
So, I'd give it a shot, and I really found that I was strong in dialogue. And that's a lot of feedback I get from my readers, that, oh my gosh, I loved the dialogue between the characters. And as far as the writing part of it, my favorite part of it is it's the daydreaming. It's the, getting all of a sudden that little tickle in your brain and meeting, so to speak, these new characters, and kind of watching it like a movie in my head of what their story is and what, who they are and what I need to know about them before I start writing. So that part is definitely my favorite part of it.
Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting like a long lag. That's why. So what you said is like coming here, but I totally love what you're saying. In the imagination, and we talk a lot about that on my online coaching program, the third eye, visualizing. And I love how you use that to create the characters. Now, I'm going to put the ball in your court, and I'm going to let you ask me a question.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I've got it here on my computer. I hope this doesn't ruin the screen that we're. So my first one for you, JNL, is a quick 2-part question. So just like I am 1000% an author to a T, you are 1000% a coach to the 10th power. You're the epitome of a coach, and you're such a wonderful coach to all of us. So
I love you.
Tell us all about that. How did you become a coach, and what is your favorite part about being a coach?
Yes. I love being a coach because I have a front row seat to see the magic and miracles and the transformations in so many women's lives. And it started with me having to become my own coach, as I like to say, as you guys know, my weight loss success story, I was over 200 pounds. I had 2 sons back to back. And then I finally realized, you know what? I have got to become my own coach, because no one's going to help me. And if I don't take dramatic and serious action now, my future is going to be very bleak. So I started studying the masters of self-improvement, self-help, and it really just excited me so much, because I saw there were answers out there, and I started implementing these universal truths in my own life. And so I was my own product of the coaching program that I kind of created. And then seeing that in other women's lives, it just changes my spirit every day. It's a beautiful journey. And that's why I feel like it kind of chose me through me having to go through the trials and tribulations. So being a coach is like me. I don't see how I could be anything else. Just like you're an author and you love to write, you love to create. So it really is so enjoyable. And to the second part of that question is my favorite part, like I said, is to see the magic and miracles in so many beautiful women's lives. That's my daily treat. That's my daily, just to be able to wake up and see the miracles every day. So wonderful question. And thank you so much. Now my turn with you. You mentioned before how in the past you could start to write a book and then you would stop and not follow through. What finally propelled you to finish a project?
This one wouldn't leave me alone. I cannot describe. It's like, I wouldn't dream about it, but it would wake me up in the middle of the night. When I first started writing, I actually didn't tell My husband. I didn't tell my daughters for a while. I just did it myself. And, I believe there was just one morning where I woke up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just had to get up and go write.
Yep.
He was out of the bedroom and he's like, "What are you doing?" I just, okay, I have to tell you now, because why am I up at my computer at this hour? And it wouldn't leave me alone. It kept nagging at me and nagging at me. And I found myself in a situation where I was working seasonal job at H&R Block for the tax season. And it was so boring. It was just so very boring. And it was during this boring job that this was all going on in my head. So I had the opportunity to start writing it. And that's when I did it. People are coming in to do.
So we thank you, H&R Block.
Exactly.
I think you actually said thank you in your list of acknowledgments to that boring job.
Yep, in my acknowledgments of.
And I'm glad you have copies of the book, because I am out. I've given them all away and all the giveaways and the challenges. I need to order more through your website or through Amazon. But yes, so HR Block, we thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for the most boring job in the world, because without it, this would not have gotten started. And it was just so that's what with this one. And then as I started to do it, I started to see that it was quite fun, actually. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. It can be kind of exhausting, but it just very fulfilling. And I was just like, okay, all right, well, let's just keep going with it. And the more I kept going with it, the more they kept bothering me, the characters. And so
they just keep on coming in. It's like a force greater than you that they're just like.
It's true. And they're in there right now. I have people bugging me right now. So.
I love it. Some of the most successful authors, not to chime in, but some of the most successful authors, they say the same thing with the Twilight series, and then also the big series. You know the authors more than me, but with what's her name?
J.K. Rowling.
Thank you. Yes, with all of that. So the characters were really vivid in their minds. It's not like you were like writer's block. What am I going to write about? No, they were living, breathing characters. So I love that. So carry on.
Yeah, no, what you just said, it's like, yes, there's definitely, you deal with the obstacles with the blockage and everything, but it's not thinking about what do I want to happen next. It's writing down. It's just writing down what I'm seeing. And I forget what author quoted this, but he said that the best thing that he can do when a character introduces themselves is to just walk behind them with a pen and a paper and write down.
Wow, that gave me chills.
Very, very much. So
I love that. I'm going to add to that. I feel like you're an artist, author, artist. And I feel that an artist, a true artist, when times are tough outside, and we all know what's going on. I'm not going to mention it here, but I feel like the greatest way, which is therapy, is to work, is to get into your work and to thrive in it. And I really see mental strength in artists that way, where they feel their safest place is working. That's why I feel it is so productive for someone to have a passion. And then you're able to take your passion and turn it into a profit. And you're in this beautiful world writing with your characters, and big shout out to your support team there, your husband, who is an avid believer and fan and editor. I see him working very hard behind the scenes. So, and it's such a great thing to see. And so from one artist to another, one small business owner to another, and also no shame in it, self-published author, because I believe it's all a monopoly, and you believe in your work so much that you have to get it out.
Yes, that's so true. 100%. You have to get it out. And with, these restrictions on not being able to spend time out in the public and to interact with other people, to be someone who I'm interacting with a lot of people up here, so for me, I'm fine. So that's right. So it keeps me busy, and I've got, working on, the next writing project coming up. And then I'm working on reviewing the format for book 3. So it's ready to publish in the next, hopefully 6 weeks.
I love it. I love it.
So
I think
focusing.
It's such a great feather to put in your cap as an author, to have all these future up and coming projects coming in the midst of all this craziness. And I feel like that's what everyone should do. So hats off to you. And I'm a big believer, a big fan, and you just add so much love and light to my life and to our VIPs' lives as well. And I'm going to throw the ball back into your court and have you ask me the next question.
All right. Well, speaking of, kind of this craziness that we're in right now. So when the world seems to be in a global funk, how do you deal with it? And I think that we've kind of touched on that just a little bit with being productive and keeping busy.
Yes.
But, what I'm seeing from you is just you're our person as a go-to in an emergency. It's just like all of a sudden I'm going to hold the world right here for everybody and I got this, I'm okay. And that's what I'm seeing. But tell us, what is it that you're going through and how you're processing it when we're all going through what we're dealing with?
Absolutely. Well, as a woman of faith, I believe that I've always been believing and having faith, and I feel why should now be different? Even more, it should be 10 times as strong, where women handle it different ways. And I'm not judging anybody, and to each their own. But for me as a coach, and to always having my own personal crises that the world didn't see, me having to deal with a lot of strikes against me, I feel that I've been prepared for this mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And as a life coach, this is where I need to deliver for my online coaching clients and for the women in my life. I can't just tuck my tail in between my legs and hide my head as an ostrich in the ground. No, this is where I need to be strong. And it's not like I'm trying to be, it's just in my intestinal fortitude, years of training. And that's where I become most alive. Mm-hmm. And that's where it's therapeutic for me as a coach and as an artist to create and produce and to show that we will get through this, and why wait, how many ever more weeks we have to go through this to celebrate now? Because why create hell for yourself? Other people will do that. Other situations will do that. As an artist, just like you, write, produce, create, get busy. I always would see my dad, who was so happy. He's an artist and he always still paints and draws, just like your beautiful daughter. And that was his free form, his way of expressing himself, and also other people in my life. And I feel like that's a key to mental peace and happiness and joy, where you focus on what you can control, not what you can't control. And there's a very big power in that. So thank you for asking that question. So everyone out there, just like Brooke has her passion. She's writing on all of her books, and I'm constantly producing and creating. I feel like that is a key to success. So thank you so much for that question. And leading on to the next question for you, being you're a life coach, your friend, and seeing all of your projects. And we had by the way, a kick butt time in Las Vegas in December, which seems like ages ago with all this craziness. And then also Miami, where the World Conference, where we were dancing and having so much fun. It's a joy just to wake up and be able to breathe and to work and to be in the comfort of your own home. And I know you are I get so much done in my own home anyways. And now I know you're working on your next future projects. Give us a brief synopsis of your book series. That's part of the question. And also, how many are published so far? How many total are in this series? And then after we wrap that up, I have another question after that.
Okay. So the series is called the Heart and Soul series, and it's a romance. And the first 2 books have been published so far. We have Set It Free.
Love it. Love it.
And the heavy one, the toddler, I call it. Let It Go.
By the way, I thought the first one was big, but wait until you see the second one. Can you just hold them side by side, by the way? Oh my gosh. You can write. I'm like, hats off to you. I love it.
So the very first book in the series, Set It Free, it starts in circa 1986, and it follows
best era.
Exactly. It follows an actress and a rock star on the rise, and they both meet at pivotal moments in their lives where their careers are about to take off. So then they're dealing with, is falling in love the right thing, or do I have to follow my dreams? So that's a brief synopsis of the first one. The second book spans about 10 years of their career. It's still, their love story along with it, but I can't give too much away. But it goes over 10 years of time, and then it ends with a bang. And the third book is called Through the Storm. That's the one that's going to be published in about 6 weeks.
Nice.
And that sees them through the scandal of a lifetime. So it's kind of fun, and it's just really, I think it's a beautiful love story, or else I wouldn't have spent the time I've spent.
Right. And you have so many more.
Yes.
This is like, that'll be the third book, but hey, how many more books do you have after that planned?
In this series, I think will be a total of I want to say roughly 10.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
so I have got book 3, most of book 4 written, and all of book 5 are written. And then, you know, once I get this next book out in the series, I can take a little bit of a breather because people aren't like, what happens next? What happens next?
Yeah.
And I can take some time to write book 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But the stories are there and they're outlined. So I'd say overall, expect about 10.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love it. It's just like a processional effect, a series of all these books. And it must feel so rewarding to know that you are married to your art form. Your fans are loving your content and that you're living the fulfilled life. And a lot of people can't say that. So I just want to say thank you so much for being a woman of her word, finding her passion, creating these books. And a lot of the VIP sisters love them. By the way, shout out to Jackie in New York, who actually burned her bum reading the book. And it's so funny. Like after they read the book, everyone's like, when's the next one? When's the next one? You're like, let me just get my magic wand out and voila. There's just so much work that goes into it. And so hats off to you. And I have another question behind all of those ones. Are there any books outside the series that you'd like to tell us about?
Yes, that's the one I actually just finished writing a few weeks ago. That one's titled The Art of Zen.
Oh, I love it.
That one will be published, I'm looking sometime in the fall of this year. And there's like one tiny mention of a heart and soul character in the very beginning, just because I can't get away from the guy.
Wow. I like it. So they're interwoven?
Yeah, tiny bit. And then, but it has nothing to do with the Heart and Soul series.
Okay.
So it's a standalone book. It's all by itself, and it's the love story of an artist and a successful businessman, and kind of how opposites attract. There's more to it with their lives and what's going on, because, little spoiler, all of her work gets destroyed. So, you know, she has to figure out what's behind this and what drove this. So that's just kind of the pinnacle of that one. But that one was completed. So that means that if I win, I published Through the Storm and then The Art of Zen. That will make 2 books published in 1 year. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes. So 2020 is already going to be a great year for you because you already changed your results in advance. You've already have it projected. And this is everything we went over at the World Conference with the New Year, New You. And I feel like we're all just kind of going through this little hiccup. And see, I love that. Just you've got to really focus and keep your eye on the prize and which brings you joy, right? Yep. Because that's the key of it. And I know that all of your readers are waiting for your next published book to come out. And it's exciting. So congratulations. By the way, where can they get your current books right now?
Current books can be purchased on Amazon. Just if you look up my name, Brooke Gillespie-Trout, or you can look them by Set It Free or by Let It Go. Also, I have a website, just brookegillespietrout.com. And also on Instagram, there's a link there, or Facebook. So I'm reachable.
Yes.
Online, you can find me. And I can point you in the right direction.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put the ball back over to your court. And this has been such a fun conversation. And it's like I saw you in December, then in January. So it's so great to connect online.
It's been fun. And speaking of, my next question for you.
Oh yeah.
Is when we had fun, when we hung out in Las Vegas, we had a blast.
Yes.
But when I came to Miami for your VIP World Conference, we had a huge blast.
Yes.
So having fun seems to be a common thread on your online coaching program, your social events, and your workouts. And which you make me laugh so much during the workout. Sometimes I can't even do the moves. I have to stop because I'm cracking up. But why is that so important to you to make that part of your ethos and your brand? Is the whole
having fun, right? Thank you, Brooke. What a beautiful question. It is all about having fun because fun transforms your mood. You've got to take fitness, which is so hard to sell, by the way, selling motivation, selling fitness. No one wants to do burpees. And I was like, I find out how to really hypnotically market to women and say, you know what, fun. It's fun to be fit. It's fun to fill your body. And I just really like to have fun. I feel like I'm more the queen of fun than anything because I know so many boring, dry, just holier than thou fitness experts in the industry. And they turn me off. They don't do anything for me. And I want someone to entertain me, almost like a comedy show. When I'm training, I want to laugh, and it transforms your energy throughout the rest of the day.
Oh,
And as
it
you
does.
saw, yeah.
Yep.
And as you saw from the VIP World Conference, it's not like a boring sit down boardroom meeting where you're counting the minutes and you're like, your skin starts to crawl and you're like, I gotta get out of here, you know, with all these boring people. No, I want it to be magnetized. Having fun is a cornerstone, or it should be, of everyone's life, because life is so short. Life is very, very full of, as you can see, ups and downs. So if you just really make having fun a consistent part of your everyday program, you're going to enjoy your life more. You're going to link fun to, even like I said, doing burpees, doing jumping jacks. And it's funny because after you do that for so many times, you start to rewire your brain and rewire your neurons. And who wants to have a boring life? I always show that dead fish on a slab. I don't know where my prop is right now, but that reminds me and exemplifies everyone that just takes things too seriously.
Yes.
It can be like a buzzkill, you know? Yep. And I think a lot of people live that way. So then they have to reach out for vices to make them happy, but it's a fake happy. So from the jumping up and down, you create those good feeling hormones. And having fun, I think, unlocks a whole other dimension of living. And you can create something extraordinary out of something so simple. And I think really, Brooke, it comes back from my humble beginnings. You've heard my humble beginning story, having nothing, growing up with nothing. I had to create my own joy, almost like you and your vivid imagination. Right. It's funner in that world.
Yes,
so it is. I like to be in that fun zone all the time. And it's an energy exchange. And when you give it to someone, they give it back to you. And you can feel someone that doesn't vibrate like that. They just actually zap your energy, and it's like a buzzkill. And so I like to vibrate with other cool women like you and all the women in our group, in our VIP group. Having fun is essential. And especially like when you're sitting down writing books, which is not as glamorous as it sounds,
no,
you know?
It's not. No, and that, and to tack on to what you were just saying, you know, I was very blessed that my daughters were able to come to the conference with me.
Yes.
And I remember them asking before the conference, they're just like, you know, how long do we have to sit through these seminars? I said, trust me, you're not going to be sitting. You are going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to have fun. And the feedback I got from them was really great.
Good. I'm glad. And these are like
what to expect, you know,
older teenage girls in their early 20s or late teens.
Yep.
So to be able to impress them, I think I'm doing pretty good. Thank God they were not like this boring lady.
That's so much fun.
Which is great. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to ask you another question here. By the way, you mentioned your daughters, ages 21 and 19. How are you a role model for them? Which I think right now is very important with the craziness going on. And how do you maintain a healthy relationship with them?
You know, I like to think I'm a role model for them in the essence that following my dreams, even at this stage in my life. Yes. You know, I thought I wanted to be an actress. I thought I wanted to do this, that, and the other. I thought I wanted to be a hairstylist. I've had my license for 20 plus years and I didn't continue doing that. I still enjoy it, but that's not what I wanted to be. I finally figured out what I wanted to be when I grew up, when I turned 40. And that was a writer. And so they see that I'm doing it no matter what. I'm making it happen. I'm working on it diligently every single day, whether it's editing, writing, or doing some daydreaming, you know, that they see that. And, you know, my youngest is an artist, so we have a lot in common in that way. And my oldest is majoring in math in college, which I can't even wrap my head around. But she's, you know, seeing that I'm following my dream and she's following hers with what she wants to do. And I'm just so proud of both of them, and knowing that I can be that for them, it makes me feel proud as a wife or a mom and a woman. And, you know, my relationship with them is really strong because they know where that line between mom and friend is. And they've also known that if they're brave enough to ask me a question, I've got to be brave enough to answer it. And they've asked me some doozies, you know, but it's so, you know, I think that's just kind of where it all comes from, is that they've known since they were so young that no matter what, they could say something to me or ask me something, and I wasn't going to, not necessarily sugarcoat it, because I will tell them the truth, but they've known that they don't have to run to somebody else to do it. So that line of communication between us has been the biggest blessing in raising them. So
wow, so many golden nuggets there. I pulled so many great words of wisdom through that, and I applaud you. I had the pleasure of meeting your beautiful daughters. Very smart, very very talented, from the artist to the math and the science and loving astrology, applying to NASA. So very, very well-educated, bright, enthusiastic. And I think something that they probably also take from you, and I can also say that my sons take from me, is that you put yourself out there. You're like, look, I might get rejections. Someone might tell me no, but at the end of the day, if I never give up, I will achieve it. I will, go after my dreams. I think going after my dreams is really just never giving up and believing. And even when people tell you no around you, it doesn't matter. You're stubborn about your goals. You're not going to just buckle in and crumble and cry, but you're going to find a way. You're going to create a way. And I think that's the tenacity that our children need to see in their strong role model women, moms. And so that's what I see that you also showcase to them. So way to go. And give them a big hug for me, by the way.
I will. I'll tell you, it's not without a meltdown here and there. They've seen those too. So
yes. Oh my gosh. Well,
here and there, I've had plenty of artistic meltdowns.
Yes, I love it. Well, that's part of the creative process, right?
It is.
Great. Well, I have one last question for you, and then I'm going to let you do any closing notes. I know that you've known of me for a while, and then we've been really gotten a great chance to grow closer as friends, as confidants, as respectful artists in our own art forms. And, being a part of the VIP group, what would you say to anyone out there if they wanted to know a little bit more about it, or, your takeaway from the group?
The takeaway from the group as a whole, when you think of the phrase women supporting women, it could not be more true. It is just so amazing. We're all from different walks of life. We've got grandmothers, we've got new moms.
Yes.
We've got people who, I'm somewhere in between, and so just everybody from all over the world. And it's just, everybody's doing something different, and everybody is so supportive no matter what. And as a coach, you have this incredible gift of making each one of us feel like we're the only person in that group.
God bless you.
And, but knowing that there are all these other women, you give this undivided attention to every single person. So what I say to somebody, if they're looking for some kind of a platform, I know all those famous trainers. I can think of like 3 or 4 names off the top of my head.
Thank you.
I've joined their Facebook pages, never once had any interaction with any of them. It's just, you're a number, you're getting in there, here's a DVD to do, and see ya, and it's not like that. It's so personal, and it's just, I've been following your career since your first magazine cover. And so for me to join this and to be like, I got a little fangirl. I was like, oh my God, Jennifer Nicole Lee. So, but it's so cool just to see how you grow a relationship with every single person in the group.
Oh my God. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And you know what? I have to say, I appreciate you saying that, because that's exactly what my intentions were. I feel like we're all one. It's all about unity. Like you said, all over the world. How cool is that? Different skin colors, nationalities, different dialects, different languages, but we're all one. And I think that's important more than ever. And it also is great human behavior studying. It's like this whole petri dish is just beautiful energy where we see these universal truths of persistence, tenacity. What works for this woman on the other side of the world also will work for you if you just put it into practice. And I think also the law of karma, wouldn't you say, Brooke, what you put out comes back to you. And you are one of the biggest proponents of stirring up a lot of positive energy in our group. So I know you're busy with your writing, busy with your projects, but you always take the time to pop in, say something funny. We always laugh at your posts. So, and you laugh. You gotta laugh, right?
Gotta laugh.
Especially now than ever. Yes. So thank you so much. And I just want to make sure everyone knows where to find your website. So take the time to find your website, to list off your website, also your social media handles as well.
Well, thank you so much for putting together this interview. Like I said at the beginning, we've tried various ways, and so far this one seems to be the most successful.
Yes, never give up.
Never give up. And I always hear that in my head when I don't want to do something. Never give up, never give up. So I can be found on Amazon, like I said, Amazon.com. If you look up Brooke Gillespie-Trout, or you look up my books, Set It Free, Let It Go. My website, BrookeGillespieTrout.com. On Instagram, Brooke Gillespie-Trout author. And then on Facebook, I'm trying to segue everything from, I'm on there personally as Brooke Trout, but I have Brooke's Books on Facebook. And that's where I'm not only talking about the books that I've written and I'm writing, but books that I'm reading. And so just kind of talking about other authors as well. So those are the many places you can find me. Like I said, if you can't find
me. And last but not least, your beauty blog. I'm grateful to have been interviewed by your on your beauty blog, which is phenomenal. And also some of our other VIP sisters and other beauty entrepreneurs and business owners that you know in your sphere of influence as well. Tell us where we can find that blog before we sign off.
That one is on Instagram and Facebook, both as Brooke Knows Beauty. And the blog's platform is on WordPress. So if you're on WordPress and you check out Brooke Knows Beauty, been doing that on and off for about 10 years. And I thank you for allowing me the chance to interview you. And yes, there are some of our VIP sisters that I want to reach out to talk about getting on there. And now's the time to do it. I've got some time. So
yes, yes. And it's great. So we can just pour ourselves into our creative outlet. So I want to thank you, Brooke, for your time. Everyone go follow Brooke Gillespie-Trout, get her books. They're phenomenal. And I'm going to be picking one lucky person that adds a comment to this YouTube video afterwards, or just contacts me through my website or even Brooke's website. And we'll send you out a really nice goodie package of some J&O approved items from makeup, food, fashion, and other fun things.
Packages that you send out. So whoever wins, yay!
Yeah, one of your books to send out, but they're gonna have to get it. How about that? Well, thank you so much, Brooke, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, smiling be well. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.